Oracle software owner or as root or administrator user in Windows allows an attacker to disable database vault and additionally to overwrite the sys password and enable the CDBA connections if they are disabled. There are many ways in which an attacker could get operating system access. There is the external procedure call method. The following example is about this method. We are going to see also that exploiting a buffer overflow vulnerability can allow for operating system access and the disable of database vault. Also, it is possible to use Java store procedures to get operating system access, and also through external shelves and creating a directory object could also lead to file system access and the compromise of database vault. In addition, if we don't have the required privileges to perform this kind of attacks, we can use SQL Injection vulnerabilities and use one of these attacks. Well, let's see now the first example with a demonstration, the method using an external procedure call. An external procedure is a procedure that is stored in a dynamic link library, in a function in a dynamic link library. So we first need to create a library of objects on the database that points to an external DLL file. And then we create a procedure that points to a function in that library. So there are some restrictions. In Oracle, we can't load libraries that are outside the Oracle Home lib directory in Linux and Oracle Home bin directory in Windows. But I found that there are interesting libraries in those directories that can lead to execute operating system commands. So we have, for Windows, we have the Visual C runtime library that has the system function to execute operating system commands. And also there is another library in Linux, the libos utils library, that has an exec function to execute operating system commands. So to perform this attack, we need to privileges, the create library and create procedure privileges. We just need first to create the library object inside the database. This is done with the create library statement. There are the examples for Linux and Windows. After we create the library object, we have to create the procedure that points to an exported function in that library. So here I create a procedure that points to the system function. And now I can use this OS-exec2 store procedure inside a PL/SQL program to execute the operating system command I pass as a parameter. So after I execute this to create library and create procedure statements, I can execute operating system commands as the Oracle user or system authority in Windows. So to disable database vault, we can execute these two statements that are the ones that you execute to disable database vault. And for Windows, we can execute any of these two statements. It is different if we are talking about Oracle 10G or Oracle 11G, because the DLL file name has the released version in its name. So let's see an example. Let's see the demonstration. This SQL script contains the statements that I just showed you. So we create a test user and grant create session, create procedure, and create library privileges. So this user doesn't have any database vault role granted, so it shouldn't be able to disable database vault or compromise database vault in any way. After I create the user, I create the library, the store procedure, and then call the store procedure that I just created to rename the DLL file. Look that we can use the environment variable, so we even didn't need to know where the Oracle home is located. So let's see. Let's execute this. This VM has Oracle 11g installed with DB Vault. Let's see first how the protections works. Let's suppose we want to protect the HR schema. I will connect as system, that is a DBA user, and select from that schema, and I will get all the results because the HR schema is not protected yet. But I will create now a realm to protect this schema with these statements. I connect as the database vault owner user and then create a realm. I give it a name. Then an authorized user for this realm, the HR user. Then I will say that it must protect the HR schema and all its objects in this schema, and gives a description of the realm. So after I create this realm, I will no longer be able to select from any table, even if I am a database administrator. I will get insufficient privileges. Error. But let's now disable database vault using this exploit. We are going to see here is the DLL. It's just got renamed with an underscore. So the next time the Oracle instance is started, Oracle Database Vault will be disabled. I will restart the instance and check again if now I can access the HR schema. Well, it will, let's continue. It will take a bit to restart the instance. So there are a couple of things that we can do to protect against this attack. First, we can avoid granting the create library and create procedure privileges to user, especially the create library privileges. That is the one that allows to associate a database library to an external dynamic link library, or at least enable these privileges just for the period of time that is needed. Also, there is an interesting setting in listener ORA file the ExtProc DLLs setting can be used to restrict what libraries can be loaded. So we can just name there the DLL files that we know are secure and that our applications need. And no other DLL files will be able to be loaded. Let's see, it is still restarting the database. So we are next attack example that will get operating system access is the Java attack. There are two approaches that I will be showing today. One that doesn't require special privileges, and it uses the vulnerabilities discovered by David Litchfield this year, and that are fixed in April 2010 CPU. Or another way to do it is that using the functionality that is available to privileged users. The privileged users that Database Vault is supposed to protect from. Well, the database was restarted. Let's see now if the protections are still in place. I will connect as system and try to select from the HR. And as you can see now, I can select from the HR schema, so Oracle Database Vault was disabled. Let's enable it again so we can continue our demonstrations. Well, so there are basically two steps for this attack. For this attack that will use the Oracle Java functionality in Oracle to get operating system access. First, we need to grant the Java privileges that are required to access operating system resources. This can be done with in two ways. One is using the grant permissions store procedure, but this one requires the Java admin role. This is the official or documented way to do it. Or we can use the import JVM perms store procedure that are the ones that are with the Oracle Java vulnerabilities fixed in April 2010 CPU. So this method doesn't require any privileges because this store procedure can be called by any user. Then after we have the required Java privileges, we should create the Java store procedure that will contain the Java instructions to execute an operating system commands. These Java instructions are the standard Java for execute an operating system commands that will use the Java functionality to do that. Or we can use, instead of create this Java store procedure, we can call an existing Java class that Oracle had, the Oracle Aurora util wrapper class that contained a function to execute operating system commands. This one are not available if we have April 2010 CPU applied. So let's first see an example of using if we want the Java admin role, so we can use these statements to grant the necessary Java privileges. With these statements,